Sorge nun bitte dafür, dass du ganz ungestört bist. Lockere zu enge Kleidungsstücke und setze oder lege dich bequem hin. Spanne nun einmal kurz deinen ganzen Körper an, von der Fußspitze über Arme und Hände bis zum Gesicht. 1, 2, 3 und loslassen. Und noch einmal. Anspannen. 1, 2, 3 und loslassen. Schließe nun die Augen und richte deine Aufmerksamkeit nach innen auf deinen Körper. Gehe mit deiner Wahrnehmung einmal langsam durch deinen ganzen Körper hindurch. Entspanne alle Muskeln, die Beine, den Bauch- und Brustraum, das Gesäß und den Rücken, die Arme und Schultern, die Nackenmuskeln und das Gesicht. Spüre, wie sich dieses angenehme Gefühl der Entspannung in deinem ganzen Körper ausbreitet und sage zu dir selbst: Entspannen, entspannen. Dein Atem geht ganz ruhig und regelmäßig, ganz ruhig und regelmäßig. Und mit jedem Ausatmen sinkst du immer tiefer in die Unterlage ein. Immer tiefer und tiefer. Eine wohltuende Ruhe breitet sich in dir aus. Behalte dieses angenehme Gefühl bei, wenn du deinen Lernstoff jetzt anhörst.
Lesson 2. Learning as a Child. Words and Expressions. To remember.
Sich erinnern.
To remember. Memory.
Erinnerung.
Memory. Childhood memories.
Kindheitserinnerungen.
Childhood memories. As a child.
Als Kind.
As a child. To walk.
Gehen.
To walk. To talk.
Sprechen.
To talk. With.
Mit.
With. With joy.
Mit Freude.
With joy. Advice.
Rat.
Advice. Without.
Ohne.
Without. Without advice.
Ohne Ratschläge.
Without advice. Without correction.
Ohne Korrektur.
Without correction. By trial and error.
Durch Ausprobieren.
By trial and error. Otherwise.
Sonst.
Otherwise. To be good at something.
In etwas gut sein.
To be good at something. I'm good at cooking.
Ich kann gut kochen.
I'm good at cooking. Talented.
Talentiert.
Talented. To happen.
Passieren.
To happen. It just happened.
Es ging einfach.
It just happened. To guess.
vermuten,
To guess. I guess.
ich glaube,
I guess. At some point.
irgendwann,
At some point. I could just do it.
ich konnte es einfach,
I could just do it. Parents.
Eltern,
Parents. To doubt someone.
an jemandem zweifeln,
To doubt someone. Nobody doubted you.
niemand hat an dir gezweifelt,
Nobody doubted you. To make it.
es schaffen,
To make it. He made it.
er hat's geschafft,
He made it. Just do it.
tu's einfach,
Just do it. Natural.
natürlich,
Natural. Natural learning.
natürliches Lernen,
Natural learning. To take place.
stattfinden,
To take place. To experience.
erfahren,
To experience. To make an experience.
eine Erfahrung machen,
To make an experience. Courageous.
mutig,
Courageous. Confident.
zuversichtlich,
Confident. To trust.
vertrauen,
To trust. Trust yourself.
vertraue dir selbst,
Trust yourself. Ability.
Fähigkeit,
Ability. Believe in your abilities.
glaube an deine Fähigkeiten,
Believe in your abilities. To be afraid.
Angst haben,
To be afraid. To make mistakes.
Fehler machen,
To make mistakes. He's afraid of making mistakes.
er hat Angst, Fehler zu machen,
He's afraid of making mistakes. Curriculum.
Lehrplan,
Curriculum. Learning technique.
Lerntechnik,
Learning technique. To try.
versuchen,
To try. To keep.
beibehalten,
To keep. To keep trying.
es weiter versuchen,
To keep trying. Whenever.
wann immer,
Whenever. To feel like it.
sich danach fühlen,
To feel like it. Back then.
damals,
Back then. Lots of.
viele,
Lots of. Lots of books.
viele Bücher,
Lots of books. To care.
sich kümmern,
To care. Nobody cared.
es hat niemanden gekümmert,
Nobody cared. After all.
letztendlich,
After all. To fall.
fallen,
To fall. Simply.
Einfach.
Simply. To be part of something.
Dazugehören.
To be part of something. Making mistakes.
Fehler machen.
Making mistakes. Is part of learning.
Gehört zum Lernen dazu.
Is part of learning. Just as good.
Genauso gut.
Just as good. Rest.
Rest.
Rest. The rest of the time.
Die restliche Zeit.
The rest of the time. Point.
Punkt.
Point. Adult.
Erwachsene.
Adult. As an adult.
Als Erwachsener.
As an adult. To be willing to do something.
Etwas tun wollen.
To be willing to do something. You have to be willing to try.
Du musst es versuchen wollen.
You have to be willing to try. Important.
Wichtig.
Important. Most importantly.
Am wichtigsten.
Most importantly. To be confident.
Vertrauen haben.
To be confident. Confidence.
Vertrauen.
Confidence. To succeed.
Erfolgreich sein.
To succeed. Success.
Erfolg.
Success. To mean.
Meinen.
To mean. To mean well.
Es gut meinen.
To mean well. Teachers mean well.
Lehrer meinen es gut.
Teachers mean well. Tense.
Angespannt.
Tense. To become tense.
Sich anspannen.
To become tense. Finally.
Letztendlich.
Finally. Hard.
Schwierig.
Hard. Learning is hard.
Lernen ist schwierig.
Learning is hard. Tedious.
Langweilig.
Tedious. Grammar.
Grammatik.
Grammar. Expression.
Ausdruck.
Expression. Idiomatic expression.
Redewendung.
Idiomatic expression. Exception.
Ausnahme.
Exception. You don't need this.
Das brauchst du nicht.
You don't need this. And you don't need that either.
Und das brauchst du auch nicht.
And you don't need that either. By listening.
Indem du zuhörst.
By listening. Correct.
Richtig.
Correct. Correct sentences.
Korrekte Sätze.
Correct sentences. Over time.
Im Laufe der Zeit.
Over time. Underlying.
Zugrunde liegend.
underlying, rules,
Regeln,
rules. All by yourself,
von alleine,
all by yourself. To apply them,
sie anwenden,
to apply them. Automatically,
automatisch,
automatically. To forget, forgot, forgotten.
vergessen,
To forget, forgot, forgotten. To unlearn,
verlernen,
to unlearn. Habit,
Gewohnheit,
habit. To let go of bad habits,
schlechte Gewohnheiten aufgeben,
to let go of bad habits. In a natural way,
auf natürliche Art und Weise,
in a natural way. Specifically,
speziell,
specifically. To select,
auswählen,
to select. Selection,
Auswahl,
selection. Calm,
ruhig,
calm. Context,
Zusammenhang,
context. By heart,
auswendig,
by heart. To know something by heart,
etwas auswendig können,
to know something by heart. I know this poem by heart.
ich kenne das Gedicht auswendig,
I know this poem by heart. On the go,
unterwegs,
on the go. Outdoors,
draußen,
outdoors. At the gym,
im Fitnessstudio,
at the gym. To tell somebody something,
jemandem etwas erzählen,
to tell somebody something. I'll tell you more about that.
ich erzähle dir mehr darüber,
I'll tell you more about that. Next time,
nächstes Mal,
next time. A wonderful feeling,
ein wundervolles Gefühl,
a wonderful feeling.
Dialogue. Learning as a child. Do you remember the way you learned things as a child? Like walking or talking?
Not really, but I remember that I didn't have any problems with it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be so good at it now.
Did you have a teacher or did you go to school to learn those things?
No, it just happened, I guess. And at some point, I could just do it.
And your parents? Did they doubt that you could make it?
No, of course not.
See, that's exactly how natural learning takes place, the way we all experienced it as children. Nobody doubted you, not you, not your parents. There were no teachers, no curriculum, no learning technique, no right or wrong. You wanted it, you tried, you felt good doing it, and kept trying whenever you felt like it. Did you make mistakes back then?
Sure, lots of them. But nobody cared. After all, falling is simply part of learning how to walk.
And how did you feel in that moment?
I guess I felt just as good as the rest of the time.
And that's exactly the point. If you want to learn something quickly and easily as an adult, you have to feel good. You have to be willing to try new things and, most importantly, be confident that you'll succeed.
Well, this sounds very different from the experiences I made in school.
Yes, teachers mean well with all their methods, but often they only make you doubt yourself. They make you afraid you won't make it. And then you become tense and finally you think that learning is hard and tedious.
And what about grammar and all the idiomatic expressions and the exceptions you have to learn?
If you didn't need it as a child, you don't need it as an adult either. By constantly listening to the correct sentences, you will, over time, understand the underlying rules all by yourself and apply them automatically. But there are also things you need to forget or unlearn.
Unlearn?
Yes, you need to unlearn all of your habits that make learning tedious so that you are free to experience learning in an easy and natural way.
And how does that work?
You learn in a relaxed way, supported by specifically selected calm music. You learn easily and you learn the words in context. Instead of learning word after word by heart, you dive into the language by letting the words shower down on you. And you learn wherever you like, on the go, outdoors, at the gym, etc. I'll tell you more about that next time. Practice sentences. Do you remember the way you learned things as a child? I remember that I didn't have any problems with it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be so good at it now. It just happened, I guess. At some point, I could just do it. See, that's exactly how natural learning takes place. You kept trying whenever you felt like it. Did you make mistakes back then? Sure, lots of them, but nobody cared. After all, falling is simply a part of learning how to walk. I guess I felt just as good as the rest of the time. That's exactly the point if you want to learn something quickly and easily. You have to be willing to try new things. You have to be confident that you'll succeed. This sounds very different from the experience I made in school. Teachers mean well with all their methods. Often, they only make you doubt yourself. They make you afraid you won't make it. Finally, you think that learning is hard and tedious. What about grammar and all the idiomatic expressions? If you didn't need it as a child, you don't need it as an adult either. You will, over time, understand the underlying rules all by yourself. You need to unlearn all of your habits that make learning tedious. So that you are free to experience learning in an easy and natural way. You are supported by specifically selected calm music. Instead of learning word after word by heart, you dive into the language by letting the words shower down on you. I'll tell you more about that next time.